Every great human achievement, and from fire to flight, from the atom to artificial intelligence, began with one thing: a question. But there's one question we've never truly answered. Even as we build machines that can outthink us and peer deeper into our own DNA than ever before, is there a limit to human intelligence? Are we nearing the ceiling of what the human brain can achieve? Or are we still just scratching the surface of our own potential? The human brain is a paradox, small enough to fit inside your skull, yet powerful enough to reimagine reality itself. It's only 3 pounds of tissue, mostly water and fat, yet it built cities, conquered gravity, and dreamed of immortality. In the words of astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson, the universe is under no obligation to make sense to you. And yet, somehow your brain keeps trying anyway. So today on the Mind Metrics, we're going to explore whether there really is a limit to what humans can know, understand, and imagine, or if the boundaries of intelligence are destined to keep expanding forever. The origin of intelligence, evolution's greatest gamble. The story of human intelligence began long before humans existed. Around 7 million years ago, our ancestors diverged from the lineage that would become chimpanzees. For millions of years, we were just clever apes, surviving, adapting, enduring. Then something extraordinary happened. 2 million years ago, Homo habilis began shaping stone tools, the first sign of abstract thought. By Homo erectus, fire had been tamed, language was emerging, and cooperation began to transform intelligence into something social, not just survival-based. But when Homo sapiens appeared around 300,000 years ago, the game changed forever. Our brains didn't just grow in size, they grew in complexity. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for reasoning, planning, and imagination, became the control center of consciousness. Suddenly, humans weren't just reacting to the world, they were reshaping it. We invented symbols, language, and stories, tools that allowed us to transfer knowledge across generations. We learned to imagine things that didn't exist: gods, nations, laws, money. In short, we learned to think beyond ourselves. And that was the first leap beyond biology, the cost of being clever. But intelligence doesn't come free. The human brain, though magnificent, is also fragile, both biologically and energetically. It makes up 2% of our body weight, yet consumes 20% of our total energy, even when we're resting. It runs at roughly 20 watts of power, about the same as a dim light bulb. But that small output drives everything you've ever thought, felt, or created. Our large brains came at a steep evolutionary cost. Childbirth became dangerous due to larger skulls. We evolved longer childhoods to allow time for our massive brains to develop. And we became dependent on cooperation because no one could survive alone anymore. The very thing that made us powerful also made us vulnerable. Intelligence is expensive, and evolution always demands a trade-off. So it's worth asking, could evolution push us any further without breaking us completely? The physical limits when biology says enough. Let's look at the biological ceiling of human intelligence. If our brains were much larger, we wouldn't survive childbirth. If they were more energy demanding, our bodies couldn't sustain them. And if they were denser, the heat they produced would literally cook themselves from within. Our brains already operate close to their physical limits, that delicate balance between power, energy, and size. In fact, the human brain doesn't just process information, it's an ecosystem of chemical and electrical signals, a network of 86 billion neurons, each connected to up to 10,000 others, forming trillions of connections. The number of possible brain states exceeds the number of atoms in the observable universe. And yet, despite this unimaginable complexity, we're not perfect thinkers. We're biased, emotional, forgetful, irrational. So maybe the question isn't how much smarter can we get, but rather, how much more complexity can the brain handle before it collapses under its own weight? The cognitive ceiling. Have we peaked? Some neuroscientists believe we've already reached what's called the cognitive plateau, a point where biological intelligence can't significantly advance through evolution. Why? Because our environment no longer pressures us to evolve intellectually. We've insulated ourselves with technology, medicine, and machines that do our thinking for us. Our ancestors had to memorize the stars to navigate, track seasons to survive, and build tools from memory. Today, we outsource that work to satellites, calculators, and smartphones. In short, our brains are evolving out of use. But this doesn't mean intelligence is disappearing. It's simply changing form. Where one brain stops, another begins. We've traded biological evolution for cultural and technological evolution, a shift from neurons to networks. The networked brain, collective intelligence. Every human civilization has grown by sharing knowledge faster than it could die. Language, writing, printing, electricity, the internet, each leap turned individual intelligence into collective intelligence. The first humans had isolated brains, but today, every one of us is plugged into a global mind. 8 billion people connected by fiber optics, satellites, and now AI. This hive mind has no biological limit. Information spreads at light speed. A child with a smartphone today has access to more knowledge than the entire Library of Alexandria. But with that power comes danger. Collective intelligence can unite or mislead. The same network that cures diseases can also spread misinformation. So maybe the next great leap in intelligence isn't about getting smarter individually. It's about learning to think collectively, well, without losing our humanity in the process. Artificial intelligence. The unnatural evolution. Here's where it gets unsettling. What happens when our collective intelligence creates something smarter than us? Artificial intelligence isn't a fantasy anymore, it's a mirror, a reflection of human thought stripped of emotion, morality, or meaning. AI learns millions of times faster than we do. It doesn't tire, doesn't forget, and doesn't need sleep. But for all its brilliance, it doesn't understand. It predicts, it processes, but it doesn't feel curiosity, fear, or wonder. So can true intelligence exist without consciousness? And if so, what does that make us? We might be witnessing a new kind of intelligence. Not human, not biological, but something entirely synthetic. And whether it will surpass us or destroy us depends on how we define the word intelligence itself. Because intelligence without empathy isn't wisdom, it's power. The future of intelligence, merging with the machine. But what if we don't compete with AI? What if we join it? Neuralink, brain-computer interfaces, cognitive implants. These technologies are already blurring the line between human and machine. Imagine downloading languages, uploading memories, or expanding your consciousness into the cloud. This isn't science fiction. It's already happening in laboratories across the world. For some, this is evolution 2.0, the birth of post-human intelligence, a future where biology and technology fuse into one continuous mind. But there's a haunting question at the heart of it all. When intelligence stops being human, what happens to meaning? If everything we think and feel can be enhanced or programmed, does consciousness lose its value? Or is this the next stage in a journey that began when we first looked up at the stars and asked, why? The cosmic scale, thinking beyond the human. Let's zoom out. In cosmic terms, the human brain is just 200,000 years old, a blink of an eye. Yet in that blink, we've gone from stone tools to space travel. So imagine this. What if intelligence isn't a ladder, but a landscape? What if there are forms of thinking, alien, artificial, or even universal, that exist beyond our comprehension? Our brains evolved to survive on Earth, not to understand the entire cosmos. So perhaps the true limit of human intelligence isn't what we can't learn, but what we can't even conceive. There may be entire dimensions of reality our minds aren't equipped to perceive. Just as a dog can't understand calculus, there may be truths about the universe that human thought will never touch. And yet we keep reaching anyway. The mystery of consciousness. No matter how far science advances, there's one thing we can't explain: why we are aware. We can trace the neurons that fire when you feel pain, joy, or nostalgia. We can simulate decision-making in machines. But no one can explain how consciousness, the feeling of being, arises from atoms. It's called the hard problem of consciousness, and some scientists believe it may never be solved. Because consciousness might not be something we can measure, it might be something we are. And if intelligence is rooted in consciousness, then maybe the true limit isn't cognitive or technological. It's existential. We can extend the brain, expand memory, amplify creativity, but we may never truly transcend the mystery of being aware at all, the limitless paradox. So, is there a limit to human intelligence? Biologically, yes, the brain has physical constraints. Cognitively, maybe. There's only so much complexity a single mind can grasp. But collectively, perhaps not. Because human intelligence isn't just what happens in the brain, it's what happens between them. Each generation inherits the ideas of the last and pushes them further. And as long as we keep asking questions, we keep growing. Maybe intelligence isn't a number to be measured. It's a direction to be traveled, a flame that passes from one mind to the next, lighting up the darkness of the unknown. We are a species of seekers. Not because we have all the answers, but because we can't stop asking. And maybe that's the secret. The limit of human intelligence isn't where our knowledge ends, it's where our curiosity begins. Thanks for watching the Mind Metrics. If this video made you think, leave a comment below. What do you believe is the true limit of intelligence? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more deep dives into the mysteries of science, the mind, and the human experience. And remember, the most powerful machine in the known universe isn't made of metal or code. It's made of thought. Stay curious.